But let's go to the Rockets. Let's stay with them. And Rob, and Rob G read the tweet, or I think it was a tweet or quote from Tim McMahon at ESPN, that the Rockets aren't going to be bullied. And you know what I say? Good for them. James Harden and Russell Westbrook have 2, maybe 3 years left on their deal. Why in the world am I going to let either of them force me into a trade?
And here's the other thing, Chris. If you do have a problem with the owner, we have Rick Bucher on yesterday, right? And there's some issues about the president and his support for President Trump. And if there is some of that, and there could be, Chris, okay? There could be.
Right.
Don't hurt the team by making it public. And
Good
I'm talking
point.
about the trade demands. Come to me. Let's talk. I'll try to make a move so that everybody doesn't know I'm not desperate to get rid of you. Do you see what I'm saying?
To your point, I said this on the Herd earlier, I was talking with an executive today, and that's exactly what he said, right? He said whoever leaked it, now I think it was probably their agents.
Right.
That's how, now was it perhaps somebody in the Rockets organization? Sure.
Nah, probably.
It maybe, but it probably was an agent, right? And they did not do their clients or the Rockets any good.
Right.
Because to your point, now every team knows that these two won out and that you're in a terrible situation. So I'm lowballing you. I'm trying to fleece you. Whereas if you go to your point, if you just go to the organization quietly and say, look,
I just can't work here.
Right.
This just doesn't.
Especially if you say if it was because of the election and, the vote and all that, then who's going to argue with that? You know what I'm saying? Especially with all the, Black Lives Matter and social justice and the bubble and all that. Who's going to argue with that in that organization? And then what that does, Rob, that allows the GM for the Rockets, Raphael Stone, if he comes to another team and says, look, we've been close, but we're thinking about, going in another direction. We don't think we can win it, so we kind of want to rebuild. What would you give me for James? Now you're operating from a position of strength.
Absolutely.
Right?
And yes, big time. Because they just think maybe you know what, Chris, it flamed out. They got rid of the coach, the GM. They're going to rebuild.
Yep.
So it ain't like Harden doesn't want to play here. We're going in a different. We got a new GM. We got a new young coach, right? We're going to try to build up this thing again and then add a star or two. You know what I mean? At the end when we're close. That's how you could play it. And other GMs would be like, okay, all right. So let me put together my best package because other teams are going to be vying for this, Chris. And don't make a deal until you come back to me. Right? That's how don't make a deal.
That's what they would say. Absolutely. And now they're giving you their low ball offers, they're so I agree with you. I think you're right on the money, and whoever leaked it wasn't really thinking. I felt like, because remember the reports came out about the Rockets shopping Westbrook, right? Or open to trade him. That's when the Knicks and the Clippers were named. I kind of thought, Rob, that Westbrook was just like, oh, really? Okay, so you don't want me? I'm going to beat you to the punch. And it was only after that the reports came out about him wanting out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I think that this whole thing has been misplayed on both sides. And the Rockets can regain control of it if they say, look, we get a great offer. Yeah, we'll make it. But we're not just giving you away for nothing. Because there was a report that, I think it was in the Houston Chronicle, that Harden told them when he turned down their 2-year, $103 million extension offer, that he said, trade me to Brooklyn and just take the best offer you can get, even if it's not good enough. Like, first of all, I'm like, dude, I mean, there is a level, Rob, there's a level of, I am paying you, young man.
Yeah, like
I'm serious.
I know you're a millionaire and all this and you don't need money, but you work for me.
Yes.
I cut your check. It doesn't matter, Chris. I always say that to people. Like these people who are like ultra rich. Somebody's paying them.
Yep.
You're not independently wealthy. You're being paid by somebody.
Yep. And so the Rockets can regain control, but they got to have the guts, the chutzpah to do it. All right. We ain't had him on in a while. I don't know what's going on.
He's
but
too big for us now.
Right. Is he getting big time on us now? Our brother Rashad Phillips. What's up, man?
What's up?
What's up, OGs? How y'all doing?
Yo, it is good to have you on, man.
How's the family? Y'all all right?
Yes.
Yeah, everything's great. Everything's great on my end. I'm glad to be back, guys. I've been trying to catch. I can't catch you guys. Y'all don't respond to my text no more. Y'all dick timing me now.
Oh, no.
Stop it. Well, we know this is your time of year, man, to shine. And look, I was just telling Rob a few minutes ago, I think if Minnesota can't, drop down, trade down in this draft, I think they're going to go with Anthony Edwards. I think Weissman goes third. And then I guess I hear Michael Jordan at 3 with Charlotte is enamored with LaMelo Ball, but not really anybody else in his organization is. What do you think of those 3 situations?
Yeah, if I'm Minnesota, I want LaMelo Ball.
Really?
Over Anthony. Yeah.
All right,
of course.
so tell us.
Yeah. We do this every year, Chris. We do this every year.
Now, yeah, you did like Trae Young better than Luka. I can't let you slide on that. So, and Trae is nice. I like Trae. Trae is nice.
I still like Trae over that too. I still stand by that. Yeah.
I like Trae, but come on,
Luka's a better player. Come on now.
No, we're not gonna do that.
All right, let's go. Let's go.
All right, go ahead. Tell us about LaMelo. Why you want LaMelo?
So when I look at Minnesota, what they need is they need an economic boost. They need some flair. They need some excitement, and LaMelo Ball fits that. It's just like football, guys. Every year there's a superstar quarterback in the draft. There's a Joe Burrow. There's going to be a Trevor Lawrence. There's a Cam Newton. That's what LaMelo Ball is. When you look at this
him and
draft,
Russell fit together? D'Angelo Russell?
Absolutely. Yes, when you got to look at the new NBA, Chris. The new NBA is about having 2 ball handlers, 2 guys that initiate offense. So D'Angelo Russell is not a point guard by trade. He really isn't. He's really an off guard, but he's a terrific passer that plays off guard. So you bring a guy like LaMelo Ball in, that takes D'Angelo off the ball, which allows him to come off pin downs and knock down shots. D'Angelo wants to put the ball in the basket. So in order for him to put the ball in the basket, you take him off the ball, allow him to play off of it, and let LaMelo use his flair.
So if LaMelo isn't the first pick, how shocked will you be?
I'll be very shocked.
And will it be because will it be because of basketball or something else?
Well, there's talk he wasn't impressive in his interviews. You know,
right? That's what I mean. Is it basketball or something else?
Yeah, I think that Minnesota. I mean, I don't know what they're doing in their war room, but I would be a little slighted because I feel like he is the most talented player in the draft and probably has the biggest upside. I mean, 6'6" point guards don't grow on trees, and this is not taking anything away from the other prospects like Anthony Edwards, who I think is a tremendous player, or James Wiseman. But I don't think LaMelo Ball, those type of players don't come around a lot. You know, you don't see those type of, like, Penny Hardaway type guys, 6'6" point guards. Like, when the last time have we seen a 6'6" dynamic point guard? Like, I haven't. It's been a while. So I would be very shocked.
Let me. I want one more question, and then you could.
I mean, he was nice at Syracuse. Don't front.
Stop.
Who?
Chris.
Michael Carter Williams. He actually had a good rookie year too, I think.
If they Rashad, if they redid the draft, would Lonzo Ball be the second pick? If they redid the draft, knowing what you know.
No, he wouldn't be the second pick. But LaMelo Ball and Lonzo Ball are 2 totally different style of players.
They always said LaMelo was going to be the best one
out of the 3. Right.
LaMelo is just more offensively gifted than his brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I got a younger brother. My younger brother is probably a better shooter than me, but I'm more dynamic than him. I mean, it happens with siblings. You know, I got two children. I got one daughter that's a gymnast. The other one's a basketball player. So that, I mean, when you have siblings, they don't have to necessarily be the same. And when this is the case with LaMelo and Lonzo. Lonzo is a great defensive point guard. He's a pass-first guy. He's a little kind of, standoffish a little bit, where LaMelo kind of welcomes the light. He enjoys it. He has an aura about him. There's a magnetism about LaMelo Ball that I believe that you have to take a swing at this.
Rashad, overall, Rob and I were talking about this. Obviously, there's very little buzz about this draft. I've been told
pretty thin.
It's 3 potential stars, and we've named them: Edwards, Weissman, LaMelo Ball. And then everybody, a lot of depth as far as, rotation guys, maybe fifth starters, stuff like that. But why is this? Do you agree with it? I'm about to make a statement. This is a weak draft. And why do you agree with that? And why? I mean, Colin Cowherd was talking earlier in the week about it's so many people playing basketball over the world. Why is this draft so weak? Like, we got players all over the place, and this is the best of the crop. Like, why is that?
I don't think this draft is weak at all, honestly. Like, I've been studying the draft, this class for the last 364 days. I don't think it's a weak class at all. What I do think is that a lot of other players haven't been featured enough to understand the gravity of a lot of these other players. I mean, let's take a kid like Miles Powell from Seton Hall. This kid scored 2,252 points at Seton Hall and was the Big East Player of the Year. Like, nobody's talking about him.
Okay, so what's he going to be in the league? That's all nice, bucket. But what's he going to be in the league?
He's going to be a bucket. That's what he's going to be.
I mean, what does that mean? Is he going to start? He going to be a perennial starter in the league?
So when you look at the draft, if you're just trying to look at it, guys, is going to be superstars out of 60 picks, that's not fair to the rest of the kids. If you're just trying to pick superstars out of the draft.
No, starter. Is he going to be a starter? Perennial starter.
I don't know that. I'm not going to limit that kid. I'm not going to say that the Big East Player of the Year doesn't have an opportunity to start in the NBA. That's not fair to what he's accomplished. For what he's done thus far, I believe he's going to have a fair shot at the NBA. I don't know if he's going to be a starter or not, but I do think that there's a lot of players that are really good. Daniel Otoro from Minnesota averaged 20 points and 11 rebounds and shot 36% from three at 6'10". So I think there's a lot of kids in this draft that nobody, the casual watcher, doesn't really pay attention to, but it's extremely deep. I mean, I can go on for days.
It is deep. I agree with you on that.
It's deep, but it's not superstar deep, but it's deep with talent.
And that's generally, though, how we measure drafts. Stars.
All right, we got to get Rashad back on after the draft. I want to talk. Yeah. We should talk to him. We want to talk to you again after the draft
because he's feisty.
I'm feisty today.
You're feisty, and we need more time with you. All right, buddy. Yeah. We need more time.
We will get you on again, brother. Yes, you do it. Keep up the great work, man. Yep. We got to wrap too.
Okay, yeah, we'll talk. I appreciate you guys all the time. Y'all know that.
Right. Thank you. All right, that's Rashad Phillips, owner of Sports Talk 2319. Check him out.